It's not a place TV right here in Asaba. Let's see who made the fastest car in Nigeria. Yeah, Chris Rivers to the world. Congratulations, guy.
Welcome me on the show, 360 Sport on Trust TV. Adeni Aji Shafe. Well, that's an excerpt from the Asaba where the national youth game is taking place there. Well, the under 15, even though people are calling that it should be the under 17 again, they are really competing different categories of sporting moment. And we have to celebrate them for what they've done. Swimming, taekwondo, karate, judo, all these sports, even football, they are all competing, both boys and girls across Nigeria. Tennessee State FCT gunning for medals there. All these states, Team Lagos, Team Delta, Team Edo, all of them at least seeing how they can win more medals. Gold, silver, and also bronze there. Well, we'll be running through all those stories and also looking at UEFA Champions League is back. And this time around, it's a different ball game because UEFA Champions League will be having a run like a league this time around. All this together on the show, while we're hoping that Teni Balogun and Abdulaziz will be able to join us from Suleja and also from Kano, while we're actually running the game with the usual suspect in the studio. But Tuesday Sport is here. Olawale Peter is here. Good to have you.
I think this is your usual suspect.
Voice is for sports. You are not a sports. You are not a suspect on the streets.
Okay, I didn't hear. It's a pleasure being here, and thanks for having me. A good presentation there. But I hope it won't be just for the show. It won't be just for the celebration. If Team Edo, Team Abuja, Team Lagos, Team Edeguri, they are winning medals, we want Team Nigeria also to win a medal, not to be going for an excursion and spend over, I will continue to say this, and spend and wasted taxpayers' money over 12 billion without anything to show for it.
No, 3 billion gave at least, we got 7 medals from the Paralympics, so the 3 billion.
No, I'm not talking about the Paralympics. I'm talking
the money was inclusive. 9 billion was spent for
it's not inclusive. Look at the dollar rate.
Oh my goodness.
It's not inclusive. It's 12 billion naira, not 9 billion naira. Even let's assume it is 9 billion naira. Are you now campaigning that we can waste 9 billion naira?
No, I'm saying at least the Paralympics.
You're not saying because you are trying to justify
the Paralympics won some. They at least they won 7 medals. You are trying to
justify that. Okay, we can waste 9 billion naira from 12 billion naira.
As always, the media officer, the Federal Minister of Sports.
So I think there should be a progression for this young lad, and the best way to catch them is to catch them young. When it comes to the Olympics, they are 15 years old. If they are 15 years old, so that means they have a lot of years ahead of them. What we need to do is to give them the experience, the exposure, the confidence they need to compete with the best in the world. To be honest with you, we have the material resources, we have the human resources, we have the people that can really do it. We have them in this country, but the problem we've been having is administration. I know that we have that problem as in Nigerians, but there are some people that have seen it as their birthright to do the wrong thing and to come out and apologize because the only thing that we need is to no. It's not about the joy and the happiness that we derive from the country winning medals. It's about the business opportunity that we are missing also. Don't forget, not football, sports, it's business. Go and check how much Paris, France in general, they made at the conclusion of this Olympic. They're not doing this for fun alone. It's not your recreational activities. They are doing it for business also. They are doing it to develop their country, tourism, investment, infrastructure development. We have it here also. So most of the stadiums that they normally use, they are not a newly built stadium. They are stadiums that have been in existence for 10, 15 years. We hosted a Junior World Cup in this country. That was in 1999, right? The Games Village was built for that purpose. Go and check what is happening in the Games Village now.
Okay, before we actually get it, let me hold you there. We've been talking to a lot of Peters in the studio concerning the National Youth Games. We just saw there earlier on the clips of events in swimming, in karate. We also saw a demonstration. Not forgetting different sporting movement there at the National Youth Games. Now we start with the first story. National Youth Games Delta, Edo, Lagos gather more medals on day 7. And the event is really going winding up little by little. And now, talking about the medal table, they are the top 3 teams, or rather, yes, from each state. We have Team Delta leads with 24 gold, 13 silver, and 17 bronze medal, making 54. Team Edo second on the table with 12 gold, 7 silver, and 14 bronze medal, making 33 medals. And Team Lagos third with 10 gold, 10 silver, and 15 bronze medal, 35 medals. So it's a battle of the survivor now. Well, 7 and Delta, Edo, Lagos are running the race there, trying to see how they will win. Let's talk about the medal table first. Then we'll talk about the young Nigerians who are also participating.
Okay, this has been the trajectory. Not today, not yesterday. This has been the trajectory. Delta has always coming on top. It has been a shift made between Edo, Lagos, Edo. And if you look at the medal table currently now, Edo is having 12 medals, while Lagos is having Edo is having 10 gold medal, while Edo is having 12 gold medal, while Lagos is having 10 gold medal. But if you look at the overall medals, Lagos is having 35 more medals than Edo, 35 to 33. But what normally counts when you are looking at who comes first or second is the number of gold medal that you have. That's why you have Edo having 12 gold medal, Lagos having 10 gold medal, but the overall medals, Lagos is having more than Edo. But the competition is still going on. This is day 7. Don't be surprised in the next 2-3 days before the competition will wind up. You'll see Lagos also trying to have more medals than Edo so that they can surpass and take the second position. Take it from me, nobody can catch up with Delta again.
Seriously, with 54 medals.
54 medals and 24 gold medals.
If you actually add Edo and Lagos gold medal, that's 22, 10 plus 12, and they already have 24. So
that means if both of them decided to merge together
and form a state.
So that means they can still meet Delta.
Automatically, if you're going to have Edolag as a state. Anyway, we also have some spice in the studio. We're looking at the National Youth Games. The medal table there for Team Delta. They are dominating, having a whooping 54 medals on day 7. And it's still running down to the weekend. And right now, they are showing why they always be the sport hub of Nigeria. Yes, Nigeria is sport hub for Africa. Delta State really been sport, especially when it comes to athletics. You can't take that away from them. They've really been sports hub, and kudos to the Delta State government for being able to put up this. Federal Minister of Sport working hand in hand with them to see how we can discover young, talented Nigerians in different sport. And that is why it will take us to young Nigerians like young Simon, who actually is from Gombe State. The young lady, you can look at her. She has won 3 medals in gymnastics, and I learned that it seems that's the only athlete from gymnastics from Gombe State, and now she has won gold medal, 3 for Gombe State. What
a way to go. What a confidence, not only from her or her parents or her instructor, even from the state also, that okay, in terms of sport, the only person that we can put forward that we have confidence in because of what she has done, it's this young lady.
Yeah, Simon.
And she went there and she won the medal. So, but it shouldn't stop here. That is what I've been saying. See, if you want to develop sports, you have to go to the grassroots. And when we're talking about grassroots, you have to look at people that within this age. As she is right now, if you get the necessary training, education, it shouldn't because we want her to work, to go into sport. She shouldn't. We have a lot of academy right now that you combine both sport and education together because it sharpens your brain. It gives you more exposure, experience, and confidence to do it. So we should look at her, for example, and start training her for the future. Next 10, 15 years, she can go out there and be representing Nigeria. So when you're going for Olympics, you shouldn't be looking at boxing, weightlifting. We should look at other sporting events that we have people with the skills and the talent that can do it. So I'm very proud of what she has done. I'm very proud of what the state government of Gombe too have done on her behalf. So I think it's something that we really need to really celebrate. Celebrating the young Nigerians competing there. Now we look at another young lady, 9-year-old Fumio Yuru from Lagos. She plays golf. Look at that young lady. And right now she's a celebrity because everybody has been calling her the Serena Williams of golf for Nigeria. Well, congrats to her. She came second anyway. She won silver, but at 9, you can imagine. And you cannot imagine what she could do at 15, at 20, at 25, and at 13. So that shows that she has the skills, inborn skills, when it comes to golf. It's not everybody that will play basketball, everybody will play badminton or what have you. That is our own area of specialization. Now, tell me, Adeniyi, do you think Nigeria will not gain a lot if we pick this young lady from Lagos and the other one from Gombe, and we start training them, giving them the necessary training that they need alongside others at that young age? We have a future in sport in this country, but I hope the government, and when I'm saying the government, I'm talking about the federal government through the Minister of Sport and Development, will look into all this and see what are we deriving from it. Apart from spending money, giving medal, what is the future of sport in this country? One of the best ways we can have a future is to make sure that we give all these young lads doing wonderfully well at their age. At 9 years old, what are you doing?
Myself?
Yes,
I was playing for Chelsea. Seriously, I was playing for Chelsea. What happened was, because I think I remember the coach, we had issues, so I had to come back.
Okay, so that means you are the new version of Nicola Jackson in Chelsea right now.
I'm not Nicola Jackson.
You're Nicola Jackson. So I think that's what we just need to do. We need to look into that. We need to find a way to make sure that they are not going to be forgotten after this competition. Next competition will be looking up to another one again. No, we should have an archive where all these stars will have a career growth and development to enhance whatever skills that they have currently.
We've been talking concerning National Youth Games there. Young, talented Nigerians taking part in different sports in the moment. You have in golf, we just mentioned Fumi Oyero, 9-year-old girl. We also have Munyai Simon from Gombe State. She has won 3 gold medals in gymnastics. Imagine keeping these young lasses together for different competitions that will be coming up later. We could say we can't thrive at the Olympics. And also we have a lot of them in different sports who are right now competing in Delta State and really making proud their states for the fact that they have been able to showcase their talent. This is a platform where all the young athletes always have the chance to at least be able to compete. This is rugby. You can look at those young players there really trying to play rugby. We may not be as big as those who play in other nations, but they have the energy, the willingness to do it. Congrats to all of them for what they've been doing in handball, in basketball, in volleyball, football, judo, karate, taekwondo, boxing, not forgetting athletics. In fact, we saw a 100-meter race run by the guys, how they were able to at least showcase their talent there, and it's a fantastic performance. Swimming, looking at those young ladies, how they swim, you'll be wondering really, we have a lot of Nigeria who are into swimming, and they are doing well. All we need to do is to encourage them for what they are doing. Now, looking at this particular clip, you feel, okay, this is Nigeria. You can actually do this.
We have what it takes to do it, but do we have the will to do it? So that's the question that we should be asking ourselves. And we have them in the swimming, we have them when it comes to the gymnastics, we have them when it comes to the golf, and the rugby that you show. And on a lighter mode, the current situation in this country, even me, I can be a rugby player.
Seriously, everybody wants to achieve something.
With the current situation in this country,
during the weekend,
everybody can do the...
During the weekend, I was at Dambe Super Warrior at the stadium. And somebody was like, it's like he too will join this Dambe because when they heard the amount that they are going to win, he said, no, nobody will tell you not to start. This is an old man anyway, but he said, at least as worst comes, I knew whatever I can do just to gain some money. Well, seriously, sport, as we always say, is business. Whatever you can do. There are still some sport. Despite your age, you can still try. If you know how to play golf, you doesn't have age there. You can continue to play table tennis. At least you can continue to do those for that. It doesn't require much running around. Mental sport or Scrabble, so many sport, chairs. You can use your mental energy to actually achieve. Well, right now, we've been talking concerning National Youth Games, and now we have at least one of our guests joining us from Kano there. So we can run it together. Abdulaziz Ibrahim is there. Good to have you on the show. Abdulaziz, what's happening in Kano?
Yeah, good morning, Adeniyi. Well, Kano is fine this morning.
Okay, so as we are actually having you, I learned Kano under 19, they won the National Youth League, and they are really happy for being able to do that. How is the mood like in Kano?
Yeah, of course, the Kano Pillars team did well to win their game in the Youth League. And I can tell you that there's a lot of enthusiasm about this new Youth League Cup that's happening. the young players are all anticipating to get an opportunity to move out there. This is an opportunity that they've not had in the past. And you know that we have a number of, when it comes to numbers, we have a number of players here in Kano. We can tell you that, you know, so many youth football teams churning out players every day. We see them in different locations in Kano. We can tell you that even the number of registered football teams in Kano here is numbering so much. And it's actually one of the major ways that we use to engage the youths here. Football, of course, is football always. So for this youth league, for them to have won their first game, of course, it's a very interesting thing for Kano. And also talking about youth league, I wanted to chip into the discussions there on the national youth games that's holding right now. And talking about catching them young. We had an 8-year-old. It was very exciting when I got in chess. And this a girl who was in that sport, and she actually won a gold medal in chess. So for a 3-year-old, for an 8-year-old to actually get that, that shows you how important it is, of course, for us to catch them young. If, as Adeni mentioned, some people are saying that the youth game is supposed to be an under-19 game, not an under-15 game. So if we are looking for 15-year-olds and we have 19-year-olds,
okay, well,
to try to claim 15. Let's go down and maybe start because actually having this age cheating, it actually cheats us a lot when we have athletes that are over age coming to claim and try to fix themselves in certain positions where they deny the actual young ones that are supposed to pass through these youth games and progress on to the bigger stages. So of course, it's very exciting to hear that we are having young athletes that have been discovered.
Okay, good one there, Abdulaziz, giving us update concerning how the mood is in Kano for the under-19, for what they were able to achieve, and also buttressing more on that particular national youth games that we're talking about. He also mentioned 8-year-old chess player who also won gold. Earlier on, we talked about that's a golf player, 9-year-old, and this event is actually for the under-15, where we can discover raw talent. And that takes us to this story that has to do with the Minister of Sport, that will actually appreciating all the athletes that are participating in Delta State. Sports Minister commends young talent at National Youth Games because it's not easy. Some of these athletes, you see their parents, some of them came with their parents because they are very young. And we need to really appreciate what the parents are doing, allowing these young athletes to get to Asaba Delta State. I remember last year, in fact, one of the parents had to made a video where she was lamenting that, well, what's happening, the stadium and all that. But she's happy that she actually came around to witness how this competition takes place. All we need to do, when you harness these young talents, give them the platform. Yes, you need to also follow up. Aside the fact that they've been announced, you also need to follow up, check whatever they're doing, let them be informed about how they need to grow, how they need to develop. Not just after you see they write the names down, okay, we are picking them for the next competition, African Youth Games, this, that. That's the only thing that will happen. We need to follow up, gather these athletes, keep them or calm them rather, give them templates to compete in different competitions across Africa. They will be exposed. Not that a lady or a boy that is coming from Gombe, Zamfara, that has never tested run in a tartan, race, this thing. And then the next thing is, by the time he gets to Morocco or South Africa, by the time they begin to race, and someone that is used to just running on the grass or hard court, there is no way he or she will not drop form because she's not used to that.
Okay, if you recall my earlier opening statement, it's all about exposure. That's why the exposure comes in play. Most of these young lads, 8, 9, 10 years old, most of them are even domesticated. Domesticated in the sense that they've never left their parents. No, not even their state. Their parents' house for 1 or 2 days. Now you want to take them outside their state. So that means you must give them something that will comfort them. And what will comfort them? That will give them that psyche that will really motivate them at that age. That age is not money. It's not money. They're doing it for fun. So they need their parents to be by their side. It's like when we are doing inter-house sports in school. and you see your dad or your mom among the crowd, and you're among those people that want to contest for 100 meters or 200 meters, seeing your parents alone, like, no, I want to make my parents proud. So I think we have to really look into that. And another thing that we need to do is not about follow-up. What we need to do is to design a developmental program for all these kids. Developmental program in the sense that after this, what is next for them? Not after this program, we don't talk about them again. We wait for the next year. We get another 8, 9, 10-year-old. We're going to recognize them. We give them the recognition. We forget them again. No, there shouldn't be a forgetting hero at this younger age. We should have that program that, okay, after this event, we're going to camp you when you are out of school, when you're on session, when you're on break for 2 or 3 months to develop you further. Let's organize another regional game for them in which you make adequate, and I say again, adequate provision for their parents that will go along with them. We saw what happened at the Olympics, because if you're even going for Olympics, you are allowed, if you are representing the country, to go with some of your family members. Some of the family members of those that represented Nigeria that went, they complained bitterly about the treatment they received outside this country. So I think we need to really look into that, to have a policy more like a developmental program that is going to be the faces we follow after this program for all these kids. Not that we just forget about them and nothing come out of it. The likes of Uzembo, the likes of Serena Williams, and those that he wants to copy, that is what they do, and that is how to do it. So the minister should start doing the work of a minister, not the work of I commend, and I appreciate.
But also that's not a jive there, because by the time I'm not here anyway. Well, we're talking about the sport minister commending the young talents competing over there in the Delta State, where all the states actually compete in different platforms, at least giving much more to the National Youth Games, where young talented Nigerians are discovered. Right now, well, we'll quickly run through some stories for you. Let's look at MK Abiola Stadium. That stadium has been there and is a national pride, but as we speak right now, it's in total darkness because the cable, according to what we heard, that well, maybe it's snake that actually called the cable. We still don't understand, or monkey, but seriously, MK Abiola Stadium cable theft leaves 60,000 capacity stadium in total darkness. That's not so good. As we speak right now, hopefully something must be done concerning this, because I remember during the weekend, in fact, the place was total darkness. Something must be done concerning this. Just briefly, Abdulaziz, the National Stadium, MK Abiola Stadium.
Okay,
yes, you can hear me, or sure. Okay.
Quite disappointing, of course.
Go ahead.
Yes, I can hear you. Quite disappointing, of course, to see that. Yes, if you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you.
All right, so it's quite disappointing, of course, to hear again and again. Yeah, to hear again and again that this stadium is going through a lot, and it has been vandalized. Remember during the World Cup qualifiers after that, and then even in the past, I remember there was an incident where the ACs in the stadium were all carted away, and then we also know that even prior to these electricity cables being taken away, there was also an issue of the stadium actually being cut off by the power supply company. So all this just have to boil down to how important we take our sports and our sports edifices, because of course, just as you said, it's a national pride to have that Abuja Stadium, which was built when Nigeria, of course, was hosting the All Africa Games. And funny enough, we know that there are some countries in Africa that were actually longing to have some of these edifices, and they don't. But we that have it here in Nigeria, we seem not to value it as much as we are supposed to, because even the potentials of in actually utilizing these facilities are not actually what it should be. They leave a lot is left to be desired about how we should actually even use these stadiums. And now looking at the vandalism and all that, so I think whoever is in charge should try to look to these edifices as something that is much, much more just important as having them there. Yes, they are supposed to be used for several things that will not.
Okay, well, a big one there. We just hope that things will go well with the National Stadium, because it's not really too good at all. When you look at this, let's just
immediately, but also impact the future, of course, of our sports.
Okay, Abdulaziz, thank you. Just hang on there. We'll see. It seems Teniola Balogun is with us. Hopefully, okay. Okay, so let's come back to Olawale Peters. Even though our time is running so fast, maybe I'll beg, I'll beg everyone to see how they can turn Chelsea with the analysis. Chelsea don't score much goals, so let's go with you.
Okay, I'll respond to that because if I didn't respond to it, the Chelsea fan out there will not be happy with me.
Okay, Arsenal don't score goals.
Chelsea has the best forward and attack this season in Premier League.
Right now.
Right now. So saying they don't score goals, tell me the 4 matches they've played, have they scored or not?
Okay, agreed. No problem.
Agreed. So don't say that again because the Chelsea fan out there, they don't like the way you attack them wrongly.
Seriously. I'm a Chelsea fan anyway.
I'm a Chelsea fan. Okay.
Anyway.
So on the national stadium, all I can say is a national disgrace. It is a national disgrace because if you look at the event that's happened in the past few years when it comes to this national stadium, the AC were carted away. All the ACs at the stadium. We're not talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units. So how did they get out of there? They were talking about a cable that worth almost 1 billion naira. And that is the same national stadium that offers the Minister of Youth and Development, even NTA. We have some federal institutions that they reside and they work from that place. What happened?
I remember one of the NTA sports journalist was saying there's no light, so there's no way they can walk.
It's a national disgrace. It's not something that we should be saying. It's totally embarrassing and shameful.
Very shameful it is, but hopefully maybe it will be restored. It's also that will be done in a jiffy. Why are we talking about that? Okay, we have Teniola Balogun join us from Suleja. Good to have you on the show. Tenny, good to have you once again.
Good afternoon. Good morning, rather. Thank you for having me.
Okay, so it seems Suleja is afternoon right now. Anyway.
Sorry,
okay, before you join us, we've talked about so many things, but right now, the one you actually met us with that we're discussing is the National Stadium in Abuja, where there's been darkness for days now, almost a week. We learned that the cable there has been carted away by thieves. What's your take on that?
I saw the news, and the first thing that came to my mind was for you to be able to carry that stadium, the cables out of there, you would need a vehicle, at least a big one. So how is it possible that the cables were cut off, put into the vehicle, they left, and nobody noticed anything? What kind of security do they have over there at the stadium? I think it's disgraceful that something like this happened, because this is where the Honorable Minister of Sports Development stays. You have the NFF there, NTA, I think a substation of NTA, and even other sports facilities, because I play squash at Package B, and Package B is part of the national stadium. So it's funny that something like this would happen. It shouldn't happen. So how is it possible that all of this happened and security were not aware?
Well, that's the question that Minister of Sports or maybe the officials at the stadium should answer. We'll be able to do that. But anyway, it's so painful and not funny at all. Teniola, maybe you have actually made me to be the chief security officer at the stadium. A big word there, but this is not a laughing matter. It's really very disheartening concerning this. I saw the way your body language seems you want to.
No, not really. I'm just surprised that you said it's the Minister of Sport and Development.
The office is there. But
you have been the one answering for them on the show. Why didn't you answer this?
Well, I didn't know when the team started the cable away.
Honestly, sincerely, I see it more of an insider job. We have a security over there. If you don't have experience about how electricity works, you cannot go out there and know the starting and the end point of all the cables. If you look at the stadium, how big the stadium is, it's not that they went to one section and just carted away everything. They went to meters by meters by taking it. So where are all the securities? So this is more like an insider job that really needs to be investigated thoroughly. thoroughly, because it's on end off. It's like going to Wembley Stadium and saying that they catered away their cables and they don't have light.
Okay, we just hope that heads will roll, like they always say. But because of our time, we have to switch to the UEFA Champions League. The UEFA Champions League is back, and that's the big one happening starting from today. It's a different form now. It's going to be like a league run. All the teams will be running to play games, and as much as you play, you get your point. You continue to add up before they get to that round of 16. But really, it's going to be interesting as we're looking at the fixtures together. Well, in the studio, and also Kano and Suleja. But right now, let's look at the fixtures for today. Juventus against PSV, Young Boys against Aston Villa, Bayern Munich, Dinamo Zagreb, Milan, Liverpool, Real Madrid, Stuttgart, Sporting versus Lille. We start with Juventus, PSV. And we know that, yes, this season has not been too sweet for the old lady, as they call Juventus. Maybe I should start with a lady, although this is the old lady Juventus against PSV. Tenny, this is the first game on the list, and we're looking at it quickly. How do you rate this match? How will it be?
Well, it is the Champions League, and you cannot compare a team's performance in in their local leagues to performance in the Champions League. The Champions League comes with a different energy. But if we're looking at recent performances, PSV they've been doing so well. They won the Eredivisie last season. Juventus have not really had a good start this season. They've not been at the top of their game for a while now. But I still think anything can happen. This is still anyone's game.
Anyone's game there between Juventus and PSV and the Voon of that Netherlands there. Well, looking at that together alongside Tenny Balogun. And we still have Abdulaziz Ibrahim join us from Kano. Abdulaziz, you agree with her concerning that game? Juventus PSV?
Well, if you can hear me, okay, I would just say Juventus PSV, of course, it's a game that I will say can go either way. Both.
Okay, it seems we're having some poor technical results from your side. Abdulaziz, just hang on
there. What they would have wanted to see any.
Abdulaziz, can you hear us, please? Just hang on. Let's quickly talk to Olawale in the studio concerning these games. Juventus, PSV, right. And it's going to be two. Let's just make it 2-in-1. Let's go back to the fixtures so that we can meet up with the time as it is right now. Young Boys, Aston Villa. Aston Villa, we know what they are doing in England, and they want to take that to Europe against Young Boys of Switzerland.
Okay, I think this is a different ball game. The spirit that comes with Champions League is different from the spirit that comes with your local or your domestic league. This comes with experience, and you cannot take that experience away from Juventus. Everybody knows what they can really do. PSV also, they are regulars when it comes to Champions League. It's like they come in, year out, but not really, they don't have anything to show for it, more like the Juventus. Young Boys and Aston Villa, Young Boys also, what they did to Manchester United. They have been regular also, they're getting the experience that is needed, and once you have the experience, you have the confidence. But the Aston Villa, they are not a regular when it comes to Champions League, and for decades, they've been out of the competition. Now they are back again, but it's going to be a different ball game on this year Champions League because of the new format. It's not about I'm playing 6 matches. I'm playing 6 matches, 3 home, 3 away. It's a marathon this time around. You have 8 teams to play. You play 4 homes, you play 4 away. So that means if you cannot do anything, at least all your matches at home, you don't need a draw. You need a win to get 12 points. That 12 points can secure you from 1st to 24. But before you can qualify for the round of 16, you have to be between the 1st and 24 on the league table, which comprises of 36 teams. The first 8 will be the one that will qualify automatically to play in the round of 16. While those that come between 9 and 24, they will be the one to play the 2-legged to see who will qualify to play
to join the first to eight.
So what they need right now is for Juventus to win their match at home, and then also for the young boys to win their match at home. And points matters, goal difference matters, because it's going to be very, very interesting. So I see Juventus winning their match. Then Aston Villa, I see them springing a surprise. At least the best young boys can get maybe a draw.
Well, even though it's a league right now, because UEFA Champions is trying to come with innovation, and that's why they've done it differently this time around. And we just have to look at the matches as the battle for the top 24 will be on in the race for the UEFA Champions League for this season. Bayern Munich of Germany, they'll be facing Dinamo Zagreb of Croatia. What a big match there. Although we know Bayern can always be on rampage, but the biggest match is going to be between AC Milan, the Rossoneri's, against the team that never walk alone, Liverpool. That game will be coming up at San Siro. That's a big match tonight. Real Madrid will be playing against Stuttgart. You know where it is, Santiago Bernabeu. Sporting of Portugal will be hosting French team Lille. Okay, Tenny, if you're there, Bayern, Dinamo Zagreb, Milan, Liverpool, your side.
Okay, so Bayern, Dynamo Zagreb. Well, unless company does not know what it's doing, this should be a straight win for Bayern Munich to me. I don't see Dynamo Zagreb beating Bayern Munich, to be honest. As for Milan and Liverpool, well, Liverpool, the new coach has shown so much resilience in the opening games of the Premier League this season, and I'm hoping that perhaps Liverpool can actually do the job of of sending Pep Guardiola back home this season. However, beating Milan haven't really been atop their game this since the season started, and even last season they were shaky. You have the likes of Ibrahimovic supporting Pioli. But still, it's a dicey situation if you ask me, because Milan, they can always pull something out of the hat when you have the likes of Rafael Leao, Pulisic, Nigeria's Chukwueze and the rest, and of course Liverpool, you have Mo Salah, Diogo Jota and the rest. So I cannot say definitively that I think this particular team will win, because these are two teams that are not. These are two teams that are very familiar with the Champions League. So I think for me, this is the match. This is the game that I would definitely be watching tonight.
The big one there, the rivalry between AC Milan and Liverpool. It's not from today. It has been a long time. I remember 2004, 2005. Yeah. It was a back-to-back. Tenny, like you said. And I actually love the way you pulled their names out. Liverpool, AC Milan, that's the biggest match. I want to see what's going to be happening between the Reds and the Rossoneri's. Well, Abdulaziz, are you there?
Yes, of course.
Okay, your own view concerning,
of course, that's
AC Milan, Liverpool.
Okay, AC Milan, Liverpool, of course, we know that AC Milan have been very poor, if not for their last match where they won 4-0. Of course, the fans, and trust the San Siro fans, they were already protesting with their performances over 4 matches. So, but looking at them entertaining the Liverpool side, who are still wounded from the Nottingham Forest game. So they are coming out now. So I believe, just as Tenny said, Liverpool might just be the one to actually, because even the side that AC Milan won 4-0, it's just a newly promoted side, and that seems to have been their only good result this season. So it's not quite good with AC Milan right now. So maybe Liverpool might just be able to get something away.
Well, everybody's trying to sit on the fence. Tenny sitting on the fence. You two, you are just like my just. Maybe let's hear from the king of the blues. Where are you standing? Are they going to win? Or everybody's trying to run away from Liverpool will win, AC Milan will win.
Okay, it's going to be a tough match. It's going to be very interesting. Why? From the 4 matches that AC Milan have played this season, they lost the first 3, they won their last match. While Liverpool, their last 4 matches this season, they won the first 3, they lost the last match. So it's like both of them, they have something to prove. I lost the first 3 matches, I won the last one. even though against the newly promoted team. While Liverpool, they won the first 3 and they lost to Nottingham Forest at home. So the question we've been asked, Liverpool fans, they're more like Chelsea fans. They don't have that patience like Arsenal that can go 20 years without winning a trophy and you'll be hoping that they can win it. So they don't have that patience. So this is a match for him to really prove that he had something, because if you look at the substitution that he made and against Nottingham Forest, it's the bench that normally win you the match. Look at what Chelsea did. The bench won the match by bringing in Sancho and Nkunku also. So that is what Arne Slot really needs to do. But if you look at it historically, between Liverpool and AC Milan, Liverpool has been having the upper hand. They've met 7 times. Liverpool won 5 times. AC Milan only won twice. And tonight, I'm not sitting on the fence. Liverpool is winning tonight.
Big one there. At least finally, because someone supporting Liverpool, that they are going to win this big battle between them and the Rossoneri AC Milan at the San Siro. Giuseppe Meazza is the place. Champions League will be unveiling on the show, and we're talking about teams that are participating. And another team that right now no one has ever been able to get closer to them. Real Madrid, they call it the Los Merengues, the white. They are really dominating, always winning this cup. Well, they play at home tonight against Stuttgart. Let me start from you quickly.
They're the team to beat.
Okay, automatically. They are giving them.
They are the team that everybody wants to defeat. It's going to be very tough for them this season, knowing that you are playing more matches than you used to play before. And if you look at the beginning of the season, Real Madrid has not been the Real Madrid that we used to know because of the introduction of Mbappe. So they've not really getting their rhythm. So it's not going to be as easy as it was last 2-3 seasons for them. Tonight, definitely, they will win. The best Stuttgart can get from them is a draw, which, if that happens, there will be a lot of pressure, not only on Mbappe, even Ancelotti himself, and he wouldn't want that to happen.
Okay, let's turn to the lady in the house. That's Tenny. Well, from the way it is now, he has actually picked that Real Madrid will win. Would you agree that tonight Mbappe could actually score or Vini Jr.?
You just cannot put it past Real Madrid when it comes to Champions League. But let's not forget there's a new format that will have them playing more games. They have league games and they have players that are in their respective national team starters. So I think if we factor in fatigue, if we factor in the number of games and their recent performances, I think Stuttgart could actually hold them to a draw. It's possible. But, with Real Madrid, it's not over until it is over. If the final whistle has not been blown, then you shouldn't celebrate anything against Real Madrid. So, as a Barcelona fan, I want to hate Real Madrid so much, but it's just
the truth.
It just hasn't been easy. I mean, you could just start and say, okay. I mean, like the last match, for example, against Real Sociedad had so many chances. I personally wanted to strangle Sadiq Umar. And at the end of the day, Madrid ended up having 2 penalties and they scored both and they won. So today I want to say that given their recent performances, I want to believe that Stuttgart will be able to hold them to a draw. But then it's Real Madrid. They could just pull out anything in the 90 plus minutes. So
okay, at least I'm happy that you finally came out of your shell to reveal that you are a Barcelona fan. So we have Barcelona, Chelsea, and to let you know that Abdulaziz, okay, I can see your jersey there. Tenny showing us his badge. Good one for the Nou Camp team, the Blaurunners as they call them. At least they are really pulling. Good one for you, Tenny. Well, for Abdulaziz, the jibe that Olawale thrown at me actually wasn't for me. It was for you. You are a gunner. So maybe you should design yourself now. Quickly, this game, Real Madrid versus Stuttgart, then maybe you should just join in with the jibe through from Chelsea to Arsenal. Who knows? Abdulaziz, are you there? Okay, Abdulaziz is out, so painful that we couldn't get him to throw back that jibe at you. He ran away, right?
The fear of Chelsea.
Anyway, the show has been interesting, very, very. But right now, Tenny, I know to some extent, Arsenal and Barcelona, they have the same tiki-taka style. You want to agree with me. So maybe you should speak for Arsenal a bit. You actually threw a jibe from Chelsea, he's a Chelsea fan, to Arsenal. We do want to start with that briefly.
Okay, so right now, if you notice, if you check the Champions League fixtures, you'd notice you would not find Chelsea there. So, I don't really think Chelsea fans should be making noise. And trust me, I am no fan of Chelsea. I'm not a fan of Arsenal either. But for now, I think I'd pick Arsenal over Chelsea. I think Arsenal have a lot to prove this season, especially given their last 2 seasons where they had the opportunity to clinch the PL titles, but I think Madrid is to Champions League what Man City is to the Premier League. They just find a way to just at the end of the day just pull those titles in their bags. So, but this season, Arteta has so much to prove this season, because I think it would be unfortunate if this season he loses the PL to Man City again, and there's just so much. And this season is even going to be more interesting. Look at Liverpool, look at Manchester United. They're all doing so well this season. So I think you have thrown
your jive already, and you have won this battle, because we have to go now. I will keep that. When next we meet again, maybe we find a way to throw it back at you. We want to appreciate your time with us on the show. 360 Sports. Tenny Balogun will join us there from Suleja. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, and you won't say anything because our time is up. Our time is up. So
you made it clear that you are
I'm holding it for her.
You are a bias.
When we meet again,
you are a bias umpire this time around.
When we meet again.
However, Chelsea, we don't look at the table. We look at the trophy cabinet, in which you can fight Chelsea twice, but you can't find Arsenal there.
Okay. Well, Abdulaziz and Tenny, you have to answer those things by the time we meet again. Thank you so much, Abdulaziz from Kano. We appreciate your time with us. Tenny Balogun, we appreciate your time too. Abdulaziz, so sorry, our time is up. Before you came back, we just have to go. But you have a real axe to grind against Olawale Peters. Good to have you once again. Sir, I really appreciate your time with us. For everyone that has joined us to run this show, 360 Sports on Trust TV, thank you so much on the show. Sport is always business and fitness. I'm Adeni Ajisafe, and thanks for watching.